Hey, what is up, guys? Good evening. I hope you're all doing fantastic. Today, I am going to be going live with Samantha Brown. Now, Samantha Brown is an absolutely fantastic woman. She has created a few incredible movements that we're going to be talking about tonight. And shortly, we're going to be getting her on. I'll do a short bio, of course, and then we'll get straight into it and you'll be able to see a little bit about her. So, welcome, Danny. Welcome, Julius. Great to have you on. I can see Samantha is here already. Mariam, welcome, darling. It's great to have you on. Let me just, before we get started, guys, I'm just going to check that the live is all good. But if you can do me a favour and just pop a 1 down in the comments, just to let me know you can hear and see me fine. Georgia, welcome, darling. It's great to have you on. Hey, Danny, welcome. Good evening. Let me just have a quick check here. Fantastic. Bear with me. Mariam. Brilliant. Okay, so it sounds like you can hear me all fine. Thank you so much for that, Julie. It's an absolute pleasure. So I'm also going to share this into a group as well. Samantha, just as you're watching, if you want to share this with your friends, and then I'll get you into the live and we will get started. So let me just share this right now. Hey, Anna, welcome, guys. So obviously, if I don't say hello to anybody, then perhaps that is because there's something wrong. So say hello down in the comments down there, and I'll be able to welcome you onto the live and say hello. So that's fantastic. Let me just pop this there. Boom, and post. Awesome. There's something trying to go on. That's fine. No, you can you're actually requesting. If you it did come up with a notification, so it's because I have to accept you, but now it's gone, so I don't know why that's gone. Do you want to come off and pop back on? Maybe just close down your close down the live and pop back on. Angela, welcome. Sarah, welcome. There we go. The notification's there. All right, I will I'll add you right there. Awesome. Haley, welcome. It's great to have you on. So I'm just adding Samantha to the live right now, so we should be able to hear and see her very, very shortly. So I hope everyone's having a fantastic day as well, and I hope you've had a good day and everything's been going good.
Hi.
Hey, Samantha, how you doing?
There
okay?
we go. Finally.
It's because I had to accept you.
Bloody Nora.
You were
so
full on
sorry.
preempting now.
I was trying to. You have to forgive me because this is. Can you hear me?
It can hear you absolutely loud and clear. Yeah.
Wicked. No, it's because it's my first one, so
That's
I
all right.
didn't know what I was doing.
It's great to have you on. I'm excited.
Oh, me too. Thank you so much as well, James, for having me. I actually missed your little introduction there as well. So
yeah, no, that's right. Because I'm gonna now that you're on, I'm gonna do a whole new introduction and let everybody know that you're here. So
hey,
welcome,
everyone,
Alex.
as well.
Yeah, awesome. Shelley, welcome, darling. So
hey, Shell.
Basically, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to give you a quick introduction. So Samantha is a keynote speaker. She's a success coach and activist. After being part of the 1% of people worldwide who survived being human trafficked and being groomed at the age of 16 by her best friend, she realized that she found her purpose by giving people their power through perception back, which I think is absolutely incredible, by the way. That word in itself is super important as well, and obviously everything that you've been through too. She is the owner of Diamond You, a personal development company helping people from individuals to corporate teams becoming the best versions of themselves, and founder of Diamond You Projects, an anti-trafficking and mental health awareness enterprise, which again is absolutely fantastic. So I love everything that you are doing. So the first question that I wanted to ask you was, what's sort of 3 things that you've learned about your, some adversities that you've had in the past? What would be 3 big lessons that you've learned from some of those?
I think the first one that just comes to mind straight away without you even having to think about it is that I am a survivor and I'm not a victim. And I feel like that is so powerful for everyone out there who is going through some difficult stages or has been through a difficult stage, is that this kind of pressure was given to us because it was to make us into the person that we actually are. And I think sometimes you can have this kind of victim mentality and everyone has a right to be, get angry and upset about a situation and have to go through the process of dealing with it. I think one of the most powerful lessons that I learned is that if something didn't break me, it was there because it was making me into the person that I was, and nothing that was given to me wasn't given to me because I couldn't handle it, I think the second one is to make sure that you put purpose to pain. So everything that that we have been through collectively is not a burden, it's a blessing. And in that in itself, it can actually help us by helping others, because it's like, even like scientifically proven that if you can help people, it can help you with your mental health. It gives you more empathy, and you can then be able to deal with any trauma a lot more easily. And I think third and foremost is that no matter what's happened to you or us as a collective, is that to always love yourself and make sure that whatever happens, it doesn't stop you from loving other people as well.
No, I love that, and they're such fantastic points, especially when you mentioned the victim side of things. Now, you know, there's always different experiences on varying levels for all people throughout
Definitely.
society. But as soon as you sort of give yourself that label, and like you say, like this isn't to say you can't be angry, it isn't to say you can't be upset, and you know,
Yeah,
like have
definitely.
those.
Like, you've got every right to be.
Absolutely, but when you sort of swap it from victim to, you know, this has built me into who I am, it gives you a lot more power, and you can draw more power from that, and it helps you do a lot more in life. And I love, it's yeah, it's just it's a super important thing for people to realize. So I think that's absolutely amazing. Now, tell everyone here a little bit more about the Diamond U, because I've seen a few of your YouTube videos, and I think they're absolutely awesome. So tell everyone a little
Oh,
more about
thanks,
that.
mate. So are you. Like, honestly, I'm so grateful that you've had me on, James. Like, and I feel like it's so nice when you meet people that are like-minded and they're on this journey, and we're all here to help. And I think, you know, just like you, I've set out to do Diamond Dew to make sure that I can help as many people as possible. And I think now, with the power of social media, like in the generation that we live in, we can appeal to every single age range by using social media. And I think when I started my YouTube channel, it was just to give as much free advice as I possibly could. I think there is a lot of valuable content out there. And when I started my own personal development journey, with YouTube channels and, you know, personal development and using the power of social media, that within itself like empowered me. So I was like, okay, if I'm getting empowered by this, you know, because obviously what we see in other people is also in us as well. And so I thought to myself, that's something that I wanted to do. Like, I would love the thought of a video of mine affecting someone as positively as, you know, one of like Tom Bilyeu's or Gary Vee's or, you know, Les Brown's videos affected me positively, you know.
Yeah. No, I love it. And there's a few points that you've mentioned there that are amazing. I'm just going to get to them. We just welcome some people on.
Oh,
So,
let's please.
yeah, we've got Amy, welcome, darling. Megan,
Hi,
Susan,
Amy.
Alec, Rebecca, Gemma, Tyler, Donna, and Paul. Welcome, everybody. It's an absolute
Hello,
pleasure to,
everyone. Thank you
yes,
for joining us.
it's a pleasure to have you guys on. Now, there was one thing that you mentioned right there, and when you said that obviously what we see in other people is in us as well. That is
Yes, yes.
such a massive thing, because there are so many people. I mean, especially myself when I was a teenager. You know, I didn't I didn't think I was worth anything until I realized
Oh,
that the people who we idolize, who we see as our heroes, are exactly the same as us. You know, we've all got
yes.
the potential and the capacity to do great things and to get over, you know, our trials and things that really affect us. So I think that's absolutely amazing. When it comes to obviously a little bit more about the Diamond U, now you've got
Yeah.
the side of your actual business side of things where you go into these corporate places. Tell everyone a little bit more about that, because I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, so obviously, like, I feel like in the workplace now, especially in corporate environments, you can be, excuse my French, like up your own ass. You know, sometimes you have to go in there with a bit of a persona, and, you know, just because you've got a suit on, it doesn't mean that you're not suffering. It doesn't mean that you're a normal person and you don't go through the trials and tribulations within life. And when I realized about, you know, most things that are going on in the workplace, where whether it be like a small business or, you know, a corporate sector, then these people still had mental well-being issues. You know, I think 80% of people who are off work because of stress-related issues. And I feel that, you know, there's this really like old way of working within the workplace. You know, some people are scared to talk, you know, some people are scared to even say a new idea. And I thought to myself, you know, if anything, I wanted to go into that sector so that I could bring a bit of realism in, bring you know, a bit of understanding to realize that if these high pressure jobs these people are going to, if anything, they need to look after their mental well-being just
Mm-hmm.
as much as anyone else. You know, like lo and behold, like people do have to go through grievances, and you know, people do go through hard times in life. And if you're under a high pressure job and you don't know how to, you know, mentally look after yourself in that area, then I feel like, you know, it's the kind of job that's done you a disjustice. Not the job, but like the design of the way that the
Mm-hmm.
workplace is. And I feel like it needs to have more people come in and do keynote speaks. They need to have more well-being days where they have people to come in for like massages and holistic healings, and you know, understanding how their mental well-being's working and how they can actually have more confidence training, stress management training, understand about emotional intelligence and how to
Yeah.
do simple things like health and wellness within the workplace. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
at desk yoga, all these little things that you can do that can then make you have a better job satisfaction.
Mm-hmm. No, I love it, and it's super important because I know, especially from the fact from past jobs that I've had,
Yeah.
there's this kind of mentality where the people who are the leaders and in charge have to have that bullshit stern mentality and talk to you like you're less than what you are in order to
The
get results. When
hierarchy.
it's just such a broken model, and people don't
Yeah,
actually
it is.
understand, you know, that how to actually deal with people. So just as we're getting through, so everyone who's watching, if you can put hashtag live and maybe share this as well with your friends and family, anybody
Yeah,
who you care about,
definitely, 100%.
absolutely, then that would be fantastic. And obviously, if you put hashtag live in the comments as well, that would be amazing. So we've got here as well, Shelley says that this is a big issue in teaching. And welcome Rebecca, and welcome Paul and Amanda. And I agree with you as well. You see, I think the beautiful thing about your work, Samantha, is that it penetrates all sides of life. You know, I know you mentioned the corporate, and I don't even, you know,
Yeah.
I'm kind of, maybe I'm just sort of going into the unknown here, but you know, especially with the teaching, students, just general jobs as
Yes.
well. You know, I used to
Jesus,
work in a
yeah.
factory, and I know for an absolute fact that there were loads of people that were hiding the way they felt, you know, and the stress, you know, having people come and breathe over your shoulder when you're doing a good job anyway. So I think it's absolutely amazing that you kind of you go down those roads. And then an interesting question I'm going to ask as well is, you mentioned like these things like holistic and yoga. Now I obviously know a little bit more
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that,
yeah,
but
definitely.
tell people a little bit more about that holistic side of things, because it's so important yet not many people know about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're getting to a phenomenon now and a massive conscious awakening within society where people are understanding how important mindfulness is. And I'm like personally a little bit of a geek, like all hail the geeks. Like I
Right.
absolutely like, yes, I really like the neuroscience side of things. And you know, I'm not a neuroscientist or anything, but like when I'm telling people to do things like mindfulness and meditation, I'm explaining to them about understanding about it lowering grey matter within the amygdala, and in the amygdala
Yeah.
is where your blood pressure levels are, where your stress levels are, and it's just simple things about having concentration and having focus, and you know, being able to have empathy towards people. And I think all of the other things in regards to having you know, the yoga side of things, these aren't old techniques, babe, like you
Mm.
know as well as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are but yogis back in the day that had to survive with the dinosaurs. You know what I mean? Their intuition had to be on point.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
unfortunately, like in the workplace, we are put under kind of pressure, and you're going to fight or flight mode, but you're not having a dinosaur chase you now, so you don't really need that release of cortisol that's happening. So
Mm-hmm.
when you are having that holistic side of things, and you are being able to, instead of thinking about, you know, oh my God, the bills that are going on, oh my God, all the work that's going on, no, now, here, stay here, and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, focus on your heartbeat, take a deep breath, and stay here where you are now, and just realizing that you can use these little techniques inside of work so that you can actually have more understanding and less pressure, and being able to enjoy being more present in at work,
Mm.
which most people, you know, jobs, like some people don't enjoy their jobs at the best of times.
Mm.
So to have all this extra white noise, I think it's really important to bring in that side of things where, you know, sometimes it can be in an environment where these things aren't really talked about. Do you know what I mean? Like I remember when I did a talk for Amy in the workforce, and basically it's very macho man, you know, testosterone, like all that kind of, and yeah,
Yeah,
and
I know all
go in
about
there,
that.
like, and explain to them about, you know, about understanding about how these things can help you, and I I genuinely feel like it had a massive impact in helping people to understand even little things like, you know, like how to, you know, get dopamine and how to get certain oxytocin, you know, smiling, talking, like, you know, using the utilities that are around work, because I've realised now there is a lot of mental health awareness going on in the workplace. And there is support there, but if you don't know where to be signposted to it, then how are you going to know how to use it, you know?
Yeah. No, you're totally right. And there's some fantastic things. You see, I love the fact that you've gone down the scientific side of things because, I mean, I myself have been really diving into NLP recently, and I know
Oh, I
that
love that. Yeah,
I
yeah.
know everyone jumps on the hype, right? But actually, when
No,
you
I'm a
do,
practitioner, babe. Like, I would honestly advise everyone to do it. Like, literally, it's so amazing.
it really is, and it's like it breaks down sort of like the basic things that we, you know, that happen in life. You know, everything to do with our goals, to do with the way that we think, the way we perceive things, the way we like. It's super super amazing. So just quickly, I'll just we've got a few people putting some awesome comments here. So thank you everyone
Oh,
for the hashtag
goodness.
like. We've got
Yeah.
Shelley says meditation is underrated. I agree with you. I really do. I
Yes,
was actually
Shelley, tell them.
definitely. I was watching a video and it said about people who do meditation and have done, you know, ridiculous hours, like, you know, I think it was like 20 or
You know, like the
46,
monks and stuff.
literally. And they
Yeah.
have a much more controlled ability with their mind to do with the wave that they give off. And apparently it was much,
Yeah,
much
yeah,
higher.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I don't know if it's
Super.
alpha or beta, but yeah, you are right. Like,
Yeah. Um,
definitely.
we've got Dar in here as well. Welcome. Rebecca says meditation is incredible. Donna says, don't you think that we all kind of go through life believing that we are the only ones that have troubles and issues, like our
God.
co-workers and friends don't? We go through life in isolation in a way sometimes. You're totally right, Donna. And you know what? It was ironic because I was speaking to a chap today, and he put a post in a group, and he said that he was feeling down and depressed. And whereas it was really lovely that everyone was saying, you know, oh, don't give up and keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
I was the only one to actually turn around and message him and say, what is actually causing it? And then it turned out it was
Yeah.
five problems he had that obviously he couldn't see into how to solve them. And I kind of broke it down for him. And by the end of it, he's got a clear layout as to what actually to do, you know. So you're totally right though, Donna, definitely.
It is,
Dar
and I
says,
feel if you've been through that yourself, that's why I said to you, like, helping others, like, it's scientifically proven, like, how it can actually heal yourself, and for you to be able to give advice on something like that just proves because you've been through it. And like Donna said, like, we're not alone in this process. Like, all these tools are there for us to use, and we're collectively going to be able to add value to our own lives and others by using them. We're all going to be able to come together as one.
no, I love that. And when you think about it, you know, it's when you are helping other people, you're obviously going to start to really, you know, a lot of people think that there's only arseholes in the world and there's no good people. When you start to help people, you realize, of course, there are, because you're one of them.
God, it's amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
Like
so amazing.
do you know what I mean? So you're one of
By
them, and
people
you're.
like you, James.
Stop it. So Dar says, my 74-year-old mum does yoga, and my
Oh
53-year-old
my
sister
God.
teaches yoga,
Let's
which
get
is
her on the line.
amazing. I know, right?
She could give us some wisdom there, Dar. Amazing.
Paul was agreeing with Donna. Definitely, I have a hard time quieting my brain.
Yeah.
Edna said, Edna, welcome. Yeah, it's an interesting one, Dar, because when it comes to, obviously meditation can help, but also understanding the thoughts that are going around in your mind. You know, like
Yeah.
when you're sort of being bombarded, I tend to find, or I've found in the past, is when I can't quiet my mind, is because I'm constantly asking myself questions. You know, I'll ask myself a question, then I'll question myself questioning it, and it just keeps going on in a circle, you know?
The classic, like, meditation fuck up, like. Just about letting it go, though. Do you know what I mean? If you have a thought, it's okay. Like, do you know what I mean? And yeah, because otherwise you ever end up having an argument in your head and going, shut the fuck up. Like. And again, we're not alone in this process. Like,
Mm,
I tend to focus on my heartbeat, me, because I feel like that's the
yeah,
one thing that literally just takes me back, you know?
that's really interesting. I've never actually heard that before. There you go. If
Yeah.
anyone's going to take anything from the live other than the mountain of wisdom before, that's a good one right there. Love that.
Heartbeat.
Shelley says some people are just better at hiding how they really feel. That's true.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Um, Rachel says, I've never been able to meditate, just can't switch off my mind. I'm susceptible to hypnosis, though, and I have a great
Oh, wow,
MP3
yeah.
from a friend for relaxation. That's amazing. And do you know what's that's really funny, Rachel? Because I'm reading a book at the minute called Psycho-Cybernetics.
Oh, my God, what is that about?
Yeah,
That sounds like...
actually, because I've only, when I say I'm reading it, I've kind of got through the first 10 pages.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah.
he's talking about
That's a good one.
self hypnotism, and it talks about actual clinical hypnotism, and he says that it's just bullshit when someone is being hypnotized, they are aware and have cognitive function of
Yeah, it's like
everything.
you're allowing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that was really interesting. The next question I have for you is, where do
Yeah.
you see yourself in 5 years' time with what you're doing?
I want to be, I say 5 years' time, I want to be able to have impacted, obviously, as many lives as possible. And I want to be known in the personal development world to be starting to leave a legacy, and most of all, to be that voice to the voiceless.
Hmm.
I want to make sure that I am being as transparent as I possibly can. And I know that everyone who's inspired me, like with like that's why I move forward with my story, because everyone who inspired me had been through something that got to where they was. And as much as everyone's teaching us something in the personal development world, I want to add my value and also speak up for the part of the people, because I feel like there's a lot of people's stories out there, and everyone's is unique to their own. Everyone has their own pain and goes through their own pressure to become the
Yeah,
diamond.
love it.
But the thing is that, like, human trafficking alone, like, I know that people don't talk about it, and I want to be that advocate. I want to be that voice, and I want to give people that light of hope to know that not only am I going to take that my own brick out that
Hmm.
wall, I'm going to take a hell of a lot more with everyone that's going to come
Yeah.
with me. And at the same time, I'm going to make sure that I'm empowering as many people as I possibly can along the way with that, just by letting them know that the same bricks of in this life that are there to smash you in the face are the same bricks that you can pick up and make a foundation to a beautiful fucking house that you want out of
Mm.
your life. And that is the kind of thing that I just want to leave behind, and make sure that I make a footprint in 5 years to make this world a better place for my kids and for my kids' kids.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. And my absolute heart and respect goes to you, because somebody has to do it. And if
I
there's
know, babe, I
if there's
know.
anyone to lead that journey and that mission, it's you. After watching what you do, after seeing who you are, and obviously everyone who's seen tonight, they've seen you're an absolutely lovely person, and I know for a
Thank you.
fact you're going to impact so many people's lives. So, from me to you, thank you for doing everything you do, and I appreciate you.
Oh,
So,
babe, honestly, thank you as well, because obviously, like, being able to use platforms like yours and like any other platform that comes along the way, just to be able to be as transparent as I possibly can be, talk about the highs and lows personally, whether that be business or your own story, and just, make sure that I go out there and give people the power of their perception back. Like I said, like, for me, like, that's the most beautiful thing that anyone can have, because I always say to people, listen, like, we all live in the same world here, we just see it differently. Everyone is going to have to go through, like, shit's happening, like, no matter what, we can't get away from that. And if we can learn how to handle that better, and not only that, like, teach other people how to handle that better, that's a gift that money can't buy. Do you know
mm.
what I mean? Right.
Yeah, I love it. And one thing that I've sort of always pushed out there, and I've always tried to say to people, is that no matter what they've gone through, and I know it's, a lot of people say, well, you've not, you can't, but no one can experience everyone's
No,
experiences,
exactly, babe. Like, no one
so
knows.
we've just got to sort of focus on the fact that as long as there are people here to help you get through it, to help you figure out what it is you need to figure out to become or get to where you need to be, then that's the main thing to focus on.
I love
So,
it. I feel like we're all Dorothy. Do you know what I mean? Like with our
yeah.
Brick Road, and we all have our scarecrows and our lions and our Wicked Witch of the West. But ultimately, we're there to get to Kansas. Do you know what I'm saying? Like no matter what, like there's no place like home, and that's what we always have to remember: who we are, why we've come here, and what it is that we're here to do. You know.
Yeah, no, I love it. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on tonight. And I just wanted to say, so is what are the platforms that people can sort of connect with you on?
Oh, okay, so yeah, so obviously I've got my Facebook page, that's Samantha Brown, as is my YouTube channel, and in regards to like my Twitter and my Instagram, which I'm really active with everything, it's Samantha B-DY, so it's either Samantha B-DY or it's Samantha Brown.
Love it. I'll tell you what, especially if you want to afterwards drop them down in the comments, Samantha, then
Yeah,
people
of
can,
course,
yeah,
that would be
awesome.
amazing. It'd be great to connect with all of you, like, you're all like, I love like the group that you're doing, James. I'm so grateful to be part of that group and just see the movement that you're doing and the support mechanism that there. It's honestly amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, listen, so thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you everyone who joined. I see Katie and Lauren joined at the end there. Thank you everyone and Tara. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll also reply to some of the questions afterwards.
Yeah, same as well, because I can't see shit, by the way. I can't see no one's comments. And when you were saying darling Donna, I'm like, yeah, hi babe. Like, I can't see no one. Like, first live, guys, forgive.
It's good. It's good. You've done amazing. You've been absolutely fantastic. So, well, listen, guys. From myself, thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. It's been an absolute pleasure, and from you.
Yay!
Yeah, awesome. All right, take care, guys. See you next time.
Peace.